As I sit here on my balcony overlooking the Atlantic Ocean, one thing seems really clear to me. Brexit is all but dead. The dream is over. At least the idea of Brexit being a complete removal of the United Kingdom from the European Union is over. And I take no delight in saying that, because I know for many people leaving the European Union was a lifetime dream. And I take no pleasure in watching people's dreams being destroyed. I also take no delight because, believe me, the United Kingdom has suffered greatly because of this Brexit farce. Globally speaking now, the United Kingdom is something of a joke. At best, nations are surprised that the United Kingdom could turn out this way. But I also say that Brexit is all but dead with no sadness either, because the truth is there are a lot of aspects of the European Union that are worth keeping, and frankly we need to be a part of. But although I say that Brexit is dying, I do believe that there is a way to revive it. But it's not going to be a way that Brexiteers want, and it's certainly not going to be what they want to hear. Look, we have been part of the European Union for 40 years. We have become so close now and intertwined with many, many aspects of Europe and the European Union itself. It's become a tight knot, rather like the knot in a shoelace that we can't get out of. Now we need to spend our time unpicking that knot. And this idea of just coming along and cutting ourselves away from it, it isn't going to work. It means that we are going to stumble and fall along for many, many years to come. And yet, for sure, we may get back up on our feet, but it will be after a long period of time. And why spend that time recovering when we could spend that time in another way? We need to stop shouting WTO rules and just walk away now. And we need to get rid of this man. Jacob is wrong. His assertion that we can simply cut all ties and survive, well, let him prove it. Let him be the Prime Minister. Why isn't this man standing as Prime Minister? Why isn't he fighting Theresa May? It's because he knows that this cannot happen. He would much rather moan and shout from the back benches than have to prove what he's saying is true. So Jacob dreams on. But this is the man who said Brexit at any cost, as long as it doesn't damage the Queen. So just spend a moment thinking about what that means. Tens of millions of people could lose their jobs or their homes or their livelihoods, or food prices can go up, or any other host of things that may or may not happen. But he is willing to take that risk. Tens of thousands of people suffering economically somehow. And it's all okay as long as one of the richest women in the world doesn't suffer. Do we really want this man as Prime Minister? I mean, really? We triggered Article 50 way too soon. We had no plans, we had no strategies, we didn't even have an agreement amongst ourselves, and we still don't. And you can't blame the European Union for taking advantage of that. It is their responsibility to work to their strengths and our weaknesses. It is what any good negotiating team would do. It is what we would do if the situation was reversed. How do we save Brexit? We have to accept that this is going to take years, the best part of a decade. And each stage needs to be planned and costed. And it needs to be agreed upon, at least agreed upon by the cabinet who is supposedly enforcing this and negotiating this. Geez, is that really too much to ask? We need to spend our time developing strategies and finding solutions to problems like Ireland and the Falklands and Gibraltar, and these are real problems. Brexiteers want Christmas to come early, and by doing so, the day is being spoilt. If it is Brexit at any cost, then we all must be willing to pay the one cost that we have to pay, the cost of time. It is the only way to save Brexit.